All right, Ian, we have a Patreon.
You go to patreon.com/CU podcast, and we do stuff there.
Ian's got a writing coming up, hopefully today.
Today.
This could have been the story.
Would have been today.
you could have reminisced on this.
Got to spread it out.
Yeah, spread it out. Spread it out like the PB&J sandwich at the Warriors. All right, in third place, the Patreon poll we do weekly. In third place, gaming rivalries with friends, family, 17%. Kind of disappointed by that. Sticking around like a cold sore at 26%. What would the CU podcast look like without Pat? 26%. And at 57%, games that cause you to rage.
Take it away, Pat.
Really? Me first? Okay, what games really caused me to rage? I think the games that caused me to rage were those games that were just difficult enough that you could get through 80% of the game, 90% of the game, but then you hit that wall of difficulty.
Sure.
That it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I'm good enough to get through this game to this point, but now what do I gotta be? I gotta be the 80s pro gamer with my jacket and the national video game team to get through. So like Ninja Gaiden is always the best example I bring up. Because I used to rent that
That's
game,
a good one.
or I used to borrow it from Kevin. Kevin owned it, or I used to rent it from my local delicatessen. You would get to that last level.
Sure.
So okay, it's kind of smooth sailing. Little, you lose a few lives here and there from getting on. But then you get what is that level 4-3, whatever it is, when the guys start flying around and hitting you with the stars out of the air. And I mean, you got to play perfectly at some of those parts, and they keep respawning. That's the only issue with Ninja Gaiden that makes it totally unfair at some points, is that
The respawn.
the respawn if you don't move. If you hit that point where the guys just keep coming.
Yeah.
You keep hitting them. You keep swiping them. So that to me, not even the last guy is even easier than some of those parts there. So that caused me to rage when I was younger. I don't remember the first time I beat Ninja Gaiden or how I did it, but that must have been like one of those like 4 hours like marathons where I finally did it, and that contributed to my awful eyesight. That caused me to rage. Top Secret episode mazes caused me to really fucking rage.
Yeah.
Especially when I first got when I was like 9 years old, 8 years old. I'm playing these games, and it wasn't even like the third. Actually, yeah, it was the third level. The second level, Greece. You had a couple of drop downs. And once you got to Rio de Janeiro, the third labyrinth there, holy shit. Or second labyrinth. Yeah, second labyrinth. Holy shit. That is still one of the hardest things. I remember we played in the marathon.
Yeah, I was going to say,
one time?
we did it on the marathon. You played through the game.
And it was just one of those things where it was like, what the fuck? Like, you needed someone to map it out for you.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple levels, like 4 levels with different trap doors. Now, when you're an adult, you can sort of better in your head visualize what you already went through, the paths. But when you're like 8 or 9, it's harder to wrap your head around something like that. And that's like an adult game. So it's impossible. It's impossible to get through. So that really caused me to rage. My father used to rage when I used to play him in double dribble. Because I used to beat him by 40 points, and he would throw my controller upstairs. And we hooked it up. We hooked it up to that little Magnavox monitor right there. We used to play on. That survives to this day. Even though my dad threw out the front part to it literally a week before I asked him, "Hey, do you have a little cream-colored front door to the monitor?" Said, yeah. I think I saw it. I threw it out. I didn't know what it was. Yeah, Dad. Why do you think we kept it for all these years? It was probably something I couldn't replace. Anyway, sorry.
You've told that
the same way he threw out my Cabbage Patch Kid clothes when I was 6 years old and cried about it for a week. Sorry, what?
What was the name of your Cabbage Patch Kid?
Marky Stevens.
That's right, little Marky Stevens.
Still have him at home.
Good.
He's got his socks still.
All right.
There's not his shoes. He doesn't have shoes anymore.
just socks?
He has an outfit.
Okay.
But he doesn't have his original outfit. He has an outfit that my great aunt made for him, like a cute little overalls, salmon-colored overalls with a little tie.
Oh,
I like that. But he has his original socks, but no, he doesn't have his shoes. So my father threw him out.
Fucking Marky Stevens, no shoes. How's he supposed to get a job without shoes?
See what you've done to me, Dad?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, so moving on from little Marky Stevens, games that would make me rage. Tend not to play games that make me very angry. However, I love strategy games, and strategy games always make me rage. Turn-based strategy games.
Really?
I love them. Well, because it's relaxing until I get to the end point where I lose. And then you realize, like, strategy games take a long time, like tactics RPGs. So if I lose at the end of, like, a level, it's an hour and 15 minutes gone.
You can't save it in between.
Right. It's, yeah, there's, a lot of them, like, Advance Wars games or, stuff like that.
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
like those strategy games. I love them, and I play
military strategy, military madness sort of thing.
And I've been playing Wargroove lately on the Switch, which is fantastic. It's like it's a spiritual successor to Advance Wars, but
Sure.
it's fun. And then I lose, and it's like it's going to take me an hour and a half to get back to this point, so I can.
But that's
try
how
again.
war is. You can't have save states.
It is.
Every other.
I'm just saying.
Move.
It's not
fun.
It's not a problem with the game. It's just or the genre. It's fine. It's just that's what ruins me.
That's your worst one, really. Is
Those actually though, it's not so much
strategy?
games. It's a mechanic. It will make me. It really makes me angry. Any game, a lot of mobile games do this, a lot of download games do this. Any game that ranks your success on a level with 3 stars. Where it's like, where you progress.
So if you did it quicker, the quickest it was like 3 stars.
Right,
or
quickest
2,
and perfect
or
is 3 stars, completed.
You don't like that?
Is 2. Yeah.
You don't being judged while you play?
There's not a lot of room there, and it's like, it's not really judging you on anything. It's just these set conditions, and I hate collecting fucking stars to unlock more shit. It ruins games for me.
You're like chasing things and
right. I just want to fucking play. If I beat the level, let me go on to the next level. If I beat all the levels, but then you tell me I need 15 more stars to continue, that's not fun to me. That's anger inducing. I don't want to go back.
You rather it stop you before you get to the end.
Just figure out a better way to fucking structure shit.
Or tell you how many stars you need before you get to the end.
Right, exactly. It's for instance, one game that I've been playing lately is Horizon Chase. It's a like old school style arcade racing game, and each level you can get up to like a certain number of stars. It's not 3, luckily, but I beat all the levels. I've come in first place on all of them, but I didn't do enough perfect runs, so I can't continue on. Fuck it.
No, you know what? I'm gonna rage again.
All right.
I'm gonna rage again. Not knowing the game's unbeatable. In older
arcade games?
Older point and clicking. Click and point adventures.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Return to Zork.
So many of them did it. Sierra was the worst about it.
Oh, the King's Quest ones were bad. Space Quest didn't really do that as much.
It did, but I mean, not
King's
as
Quest,
bad.
King's Quest was bad, from what I remember. I only played a couple of
King's Quest 5 has the one that I always remember where...
The mouse one.
I was
Someone with the
pie.
Mouse. Oh, the pie, too. There's So
there's a pie that you can get, and you can immediately throw it in someone's face if you want to, but it ruins the game for you like 2 hours later.
Yeah, so in the point and click games, they're made for adults, but they weren't like other later point and click games where it wouldn't allow you to do certain stuff. Or if it did, it would reverse it for you.
LucasArts pretty early on, not immediately.
LucasArts got rid of that.
Pretty early on made unwinnable scenarios. Got rid of them.
They eliminated.
Yeah.
They just said you got to do specific things in order to move on point A to point B. Yeah. And they're not like Fatal Innocent, like Sam and Max.
Yeah, I'd rather be stuck in a spot forever than
versus do something wrong, have too much freedom, and you're fucked.
Right.
Return to Zork was the worst that I remember playing about that. I think sometimes they would give you a message that the path to victory is now blocked, but half the time you didn't know why.
Right.
Because you would have stuff in your inventory, and then like you had to do something in a certain amount of time in the inventory. If you didn't, you were fucked.
Zork, it's the plant, right? Return to Zork.
Not just the plant. There's other things.
No, I know, but that was the big one. That's the one that I always.
And the very first part of Return to Zork, you have the choice of pulling the plant out or digging it out.
Yeah.
And if you don't dig it out, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Because it damages like the nerve structure or something.
Then there's like meat you get later on from like the slaughterhouse or something. And you can go, if it goes rotten within a certain amount of turns, you lose.
Yep.
There's shit like that I fucking hate. Just can't stand it.
Yeah, adventure
games. And that's not it though. There's more I'm probably forgetting.
Adventure games with time limits.
Oh no.
turn limits, I couldn't stand
But that goes back to like the original just text ones where you had a certain amount of time to get out of like a weird like a location.
Yeah.
Find your way out, or the ogre eats you at night or whatever. I get that, but when it's visual, when you have a lot more options with an inventory, it's just I just didn't like that.
Yeah, the ICOM games had time limits that were reasonable, I guess.
They're reasonable.
ICOM would be like the Shadowgate, Uninvited, and Deja Vu.
Like the torches and things like that? Okay.
Right. They were kind of, especially with like the torches, it was put in more organically, I suppose. But yeah, like once actual point and click ones where you could kind of go, yeah, that was awful with the time limits. I couldn't stand that.
Man, you don't want to toss out a game genre like that. The same way my dad tossed out my Marky Stevens clothes. You know what the worst part about that was, Ian?
I don't know, Pat.
The worst part about that, Ian, was I actually built a cute little bed for him to sleep in. I cut out a cardboard box.
Oh yeah, I know.
I put a little pillow in there for him.
I know a lot about Marky
blanket,
Stevens.
and he was in the back rec room. Mm-hmm. And my father claims to this day that I gave him permission to throw out all of his, not just his bed where he lived, basically his room, Marky Stevens' room. He said I gave him permission somehow at 6 years old implicitly to throw out the clothes. At 6 years old, that would not stand up in a court of fucking law. That a 6-year-old can make a decision to throw out basically my adopted son. Because I have the adoption paper still. My adopted son's clothes.
Why would you throw out the clothes?
I don't know, Ian. Ask my dad about that next time he comes out.
Why would you throw out the clothes but not the doll?
I would have murdered him as a 6-year-old to throw out the doll, first of all.
Sure.
But why would you throw out the shoes? Socks are not enough in New Jersey's cold winters to keep Marky Stevens' feet warm. Why would you throw out those nice plastic shoes? I'm going on eBay and I'm buying the shoes. I'm buying the shoes for him. I'm gonna find him. He's back home. He's back home in my parents' place.
Panhandling.
I got to rescue him. I got to rescue Marky Stevens. I'm gonna get Marky Stevens next time I go back home. He's gonna be in the podcast. He's gonna sit right behind me. I'm sorry, Marky Stevens, for abandoning you in your time of need. Sorry.